What's up? We're doing this one in the basement because my mom is sick and I don't want to wake her up. Anyways, this is going to be a long one. A lot has happened in the last 2 days. First and foremost, let's start with yesterday. So I'm going to try and make this quick because I don't want my camera to overheat, but yesterday was good. I got a video partially, for the most part, done. I'm doing these videos for my local gym right now, the gym I go to. I'm doing like coach introduction videos, so I got 2 of them done in the last 2 days. Yesterday I got one pretty much done. I just had to do like the touch-ups and colors and stuff like that. So after that, I had to go to a work event for the photography company I work for, and it was good. It was really nice to meet everyone. Everyone's very, very sweet. A lot of Sheridan kids, which is the college I went to. So it's very. It almost feels like I'm back at school. I think I could have done better. I don't know. I think as soon as I got in there, I immediately started. I couldn't get the comparisons out of my head, and I think ultimately that hurt my ability to be like fluent when I was talking to people. Fluent in being honest with myself and who I am and what I can offer and kind of what I've done. I find that when I'm in a room, I try to. I don't. I'm not necessarily being my comfortable self, and I'm more so trying to blend in. I'm just trying to make people comfortable. I think that's when I walk in a room. That's my first priority, is to make people comfortable with me, and in this environment, because there was a lot of new people there, a lot of new hires that they had this year that showed up, and I would say I'm pretty good with people, and I feel like I'm sure of myself enough to be able to just be comfortable and confident in a room. But because of that, I almost feel like a responsibility to make other people comfortable. Because I'm fortunate enough that I don't get awkward, or I don't necessarily feel. I feel like I'm not saying this right. Basically, what I'm trying to say is I don't think I was my sharpest that night. And the reason for that being is because I felt like I was downplaying myself in order to make people feel more comfortable being in that space. And you should never really ever sell yourself short, just to make other people comfortable. Like, you're only going to make people more uncomfortable being a less authentic version of yourself. The people that everyone likes the most are the ones that can be themselves in any environment. The ones that aren't worried about how they're making other people feel. The ones that aren't worried about what they are appearing like, or the experience that they have, or if they're even qualified, or any of that shit. They're not comparing themselves to other people while they're there. They're not worried about impressing people. They are just themselves. And those are the people that everyone loves. So I just have this. I don't know. I feel like I wasn't my sharpest. I feel like I didn't make a bad impression, but I think I could have made a better impression. But I mean, all in all, it was a good experience. It was nice to meet everyone that works for that company. A lot of strong personalities. A lot of shy people as well. That's kind of what you get in like photography, or on like film, anything like that. You get a lot of different kind of people. So you just have to be comfortable working around that. But like I said, I think I could have done a better job speaking more fluently as to who I am and what I'm actually like. I walked in there and it was awkward as fuck. As soon as I stepped in there, the person I usually email or talk to or connect with for anything I have to do with the company was right there when I opened the door. I was like, oh my god, that's sick. I don't have to like go through people I don't know to say hi and then eventually get there. It's like she's right there. She could show me around and introduce me. I walked in. She gave me this look, and I do not think she recognized me because before when I had met her in person last time, I had my buzz cut, and I think she wasn't expecting the hair. So I walked in, and she was like, I was like, hi. Yeah, that was fucking awkward. But then, you get comfortable after a while, you warm up. I didn't get to say hi to everyone. That is the biggest thing for me. I got caught in a couple of conversations that lasted quite a while, which is okay, which is perfectly fine. I'm meeting people. I have no problems with that. It's actually nice to be able to even hold a conversation for that long, to be honest. But yeah, I got caught in a couple conversations, so I didn't get to say hi to everyone. I'll meet them eventually, but I didn't get to do my due diligence. So yeah, that was that. I got there for 7:30, and then I left at 10 maybe. Their new studio is very nice. It's gorgeous. It I will be back there Wednesday for a training shoot. Not a training shoot, sorry. A training like production, like editing pictures. I'll be there to edit pictures for them. So that'll be cool. See some people that I met there. And that pretty much wrapped up the day for me. After that, I went to bed. Well, I made my last video, and obviously, I did not talk about zilch. But yeah, that ended the day. It was a decent day. And then comes today. Today was also. I mean, Today I'm in a bittersweet. It's honestly a lot has happened. It's been a very bittersweet day for me. It's been a very bittersweet day for me. I talked to my boss that I was talking about last time. So I did work for a photography company, which is the one I had the event for yesterday, and another wedding company, but that one I do the video editing for. And I wish there was a world where I could do both, and I really do wish there was a world where I could help both companies grow. Especially because the video editing one is a guy and his wife. They're trying to expand. They were looking to get that next step in. Yeah. And I was at a point where I had to make a choice between, offering me work during the week now, and they wanted to integrate me. Oh shit, I'm not supposed to say the company name. Yeah, so the photography company was offering me work during the week. Obviously, that would have meant not having been able to edit the videos for the guy. He wanted me to do 4 videos a week. Oh, it's not a week, sorry, a month. And each video takes 40 to 60 hours to edit. And that would probably have been reduced if I kept going and kind of finding a workflow that makes it easier. But ultimately, if I'm trying to do both, you could imagine there's just not enough time in a month to do that much, period. If I'm doing weddings on weekends, and then I'm culling and photo editing for the same company, and then I'm switching from that to video editing and trying to do that all in a week, it's just not realistic. There's literally not enough time in a month to do that, or a week. So it got to a point where I had to make a decision, and the decision was to go with the photography company because it just offers a lot more of the time I'd want to do stuff for myself, like I discussed earlier. earlier in the week or 2 weeks ago, however long it's been. And then for the video editing one, it wouldn't allow that for me, because as soon as I would finish something, there would just be another thing he would offer me, and it's just like there is no catching up and there is no getting ahead. So I had to do the very unfun thing of giving my notice that I will be moving forward with the other company. Fortunately, I did tell him. I told both companies that I'm working for the other one, and so on and so forth and stuff like that. But it still doesn't make it any easier. To be honest, it makes it harder. The guy was a really, really sweet. Yeah, that was. It felt like a breakup, man. It was just so. I did not like that. I seriously did not enjoy that at all. As I don't think anyone would, but yeah, he's a really good guy. He's a really, really sweet guy, and I just feel like I am. It hurts because he's nice. He was always understanding of, you know, um, what I want for myself, and when I told him I was working with, not, I can't say the company name, when I was working with, the photography company, he was completely accepting of that. He was, always supportive if I had any issues while I was editing, if I needed help. He was seriously a fantastic leader, and it sucks to not have that kind of influence in your career anymore. Um, and even still, like, he invested a lot of time into me, and as much as I know, regardless of whatever happens, I need to make the right decision for myself. I'm not someone that just can ignore or forget what someone was willing to give me at honestly any point or any stage in my career. So he invested a lot of time into me. He gave me a lot of his attention, and really honestly did a fantastic job of onboarding me into his workflow and how he wants to carry forward. And it feels like it feels like you're ripping someone's heart out of their chest, because by all intensive purposes, I don't think I used that phrase properly, but that is, that company and what he's trying to build is his baby. The guy works his ass off. It's just him that does the editing, the videography, the photography for that company. It's him, 100% him. And his wife manages the business. It's a husband and wife run company, and to know that you essentially rip them of their plans to take the first step into expanding that business and finally getting it out of the home run side of things and turning it into a legitimate workflow and production is not a good feeling. It is a feeling I don't ever want to feel again, to be honest. I never want to be the reason someone isn't growing or isn't expanding and pursuing their dreams. I try my best to be someone that can cultivate inspiration or push people around me to chase what they want. I want to be someone that only ever helps people grow. And it's just not a good feeling knowing that you did the opposite of that. And even still, even after I gave him my notice, and I let him know my situation and what my plan is and what I'd like to do and the reasons why I made the decision. He still puts his hand out for me, right? He even said, look, if it doesn't work out with the photography company, I'm always willing to hear you out and figure out a way to work together again. And that shit, that hurts. That honestly hurts. Like, it almost feels like taking advantage of good people. I cannot thank him and his wife enough for the chance they gave me, because they seriously, I don't know, man. The choices we have to make, it's just never easy. It's never easy. Um, and yeah, again, I understand these things are necessary, but it doesn't make them easy. I just feel really bad. Like, I seriously feel bad for the guy. Kind of sucked the life out of me for a bit. After we ended the call. I just don't like saying goodbye when someone is genuinely good, but for, I guess, a mutual benefit, sometimes you have to. But in literally right as I ended the call, in some, I don't know, in some, like, I guess, in some way or form, maybe the world felt that I was down a bit. Right as the call ended, a best friend of mine who I work with a lot and we do a lot together messages me because he's leaving for the Philippines, and sends me probably one of the sweetest messages I could have. I didn't even, like, yeah, it was one of the sweetest messages I've ever gotten. And he was just basically saying that he was thinking of me and that he is constantly inspired by me. And the whiplash from, you know, telling my boss that I can't work with him anymore and then getting the sweetest message of your life is definitely a lot. I'm not gonna lie, I was definitely close to tearing up or crying. I was almost tearing up. I don't know what I did to deserve the people around me that I have in my life, and I don't know what I did to deserve a life this beautiful, beautiful. Because for as down as it goes, it always seems to find a way to. I'm not gonna lie, ever since I started making these, my life has been pretty good. I can't lie. Um, it's only been a bit, but it's felt pretty good. But yeah, it's been pretty good. Um, it's pretty surreal that even in a moment in my life where it hurts to go through, um, life kind of found a way to life has kind of found a way to make it easier for me. And I'm aware that's not a blessing many people can say they have in their life. And I'm also aware that it's a blessing to even be able to make a choice on what I want to do in my life. That in and of itself is pretty surreal, that that I was in a position to choose, decide what the right direction for me is, instead of moving in the direction that I feel as though I have no other choice but to do. Um, yeah, life has been kind of working out, which is a good feeling to have. For whatever reason, as soon as I started doing these little daily logs, things have just been working out. I finished those videos. Oh yeah, that was the other thing I did before I called my boss, was finish the videos I got close to completing the other day. And, like, the day starts and my dad walks in my room and he's like, he opens the door, he's like, dude, that video you made, you crushed it. I was like, thanks, Dad. That's very sweet. He's like, yeah, everyone was raving about it. The person I made it on, her name's Georgette. She's a fitness instructor. She's very sweet. She was like, tell him I love him. And her mom was like, oh my God, can I post? And they're like, no, not yet. It was very sweet. So that was obviously a great way to start the day. But even just small things like that, like, I've been getting, not to sound too spiritual, blessed a lot by life. It kind of feels like things are just working out, and I'm just doing my best to kind of ride that current as best as I can instead of fighting against it. It's not my choice whether life wants to put a roadblock in front of me or make things easier for me. But all I can do is just keep working and hopefully find the tide again. And it feels like as though I'm on that current right now. And that's a pretty surreal feeling to have, just to kind of see the way life will kind of take you in the right direction, so long as you do the right things for yourself. And maybe I'm overthinking it, which I most definitely am, but yeah, it's just surreal. Life has been very beautiful to me, and hopefully I can be beautiful back. But hopefully I keep doing my part to make life exciting enough to see to see the top of the hill, the top of the mountaintop, and just kind of enjoy the view while it comes to me. So I think I can do just that. And I hope I can make life just a bit more beautiful for everyone else. That's my corny ass quote for the day. Okay. And honestly, I think that's pretty much it. A lot's happened. My mom ate some non-gluten free pizza, so just, regular pizza. And she has celiac, so she is sick. And I am not tending to her right now. She's okay. She's sleeping. We're trying to. So, should probably go check on her. To be honest, I will probably do that right about now. The last thing I want to say, though, is not that anyone is going to see this, and not that I am bumping or anything like that, but I am not going to. I probably am just going to keep my eyes away from comments and numbers and shit like that, because I'm doing this for me first and foremost, and I'm also making these in case anyone else comes across them, which fortunately people have already come across them, which is really cool. But I don't want to make this about. I think I don't want to get in my head about, before I record one of these, I don't want to start thinking about who's going to see it, how it's going to be perceived and stuff like that. I just want it to be me and the camera, and just give my thoughts and say whatever's on my mind. And truthfully, as soon as I saw someone I didn't know comment on one of the videos, I started thinking about what I was going to say a lot more, and I don't want to do that. When I sit down, I want whatever comes to my mind first to be the first and only thing I say. Not only thing, but anyways, I'm probably not going to engage with the platform if that makes sense. It's kind of icking me out that I even am talking about this, but that's all I want to say. I'm gonna go check out my mom. So enjoy your night. Hopefully you have a good one, and I'll see you tomorrow.